Welcome to the Trades of the Week, where every single week, myself, Marcus de Maria, and my head trader, Dennis Sahlström, take you through the trades that we have done, and you can see the results. Well, we have got an amazing episode for you today, because we're going to look at some amazing results that we've had, that the market has given us, and we have got some very, very good stocks for you to look at to see whether you want to take advantage of the market. We're going to tell you all about what's happening in the crypto world, but also we've got a couple for you to look at. One of the few that haven't gone up as much as the entire market. Is the bull market still intact? Let's find out. All right, Dennis, so let's see, have we made money since last week? I think the very first one we looked at was Apple. You remember when we saw it on the Tuesday, it had already gone up 12%. I got in the day before, and what happened there?
Yeah, so there everything came down a lot more, so you actually had the chance to get in at a better price.
Yeah, so normally we would get in at the minus 20 from this recent high, and then gradually feather in, if you like, using the VCA strategy. So I'm going to be down there a little bit, but if you haven't got in there and you do your research and you like Apple as a company, please, you can have a look at getting in at a lower price than we did. What is next?
Yeah, so next is Edit.
Editors. Okay, we looked at it first at minus 42, so our next entry point, I would say, would be at minus 52. It went to minus 53 now, which means it probably did go to minus 52. So if you followed the strategy, depending on where you went in, we're looking obviously for that to get up for a longer term investment.
So it did go down to the minus 59, that's where we're at the moment.
Oh, okay.
So we went at minus 42 and then 52, and next would be 62. So that's what's so strange with this. We wanted to go down. I would love to get this to go down to the 62 so we can get in.
Yeah.
So good. I think it was close to it, but no cigar.
What's also nice is that it's coming up to some kind of a support level. It needs to fall quite a bit more before it does that, but we would look to see a bounce there.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And then next up is Beyond Meat.
Oh, we like Beyond Meat. Yes, we saw it at minus 35, and we are all in. Everybody is in. I bought some for Madrika because she's vegetarian. And so now... yeah, went down a little bit more, but not quite enough. We really need it to go for our second entry point to minus 45.
We'd love for it to go down to the support line because it's been there before and it could bounce from there.
Very good.
And next up is Arcturus. Minus 38% when we looked at it a week ago.
Yeah, but I think we probably got in at minus 33 first, so we're looking to get in again at minus 43. And it's gone below that, so hopefully you did that if you agree that this is a good one to get into. And now you've got your average price coming down each time. Let's see what happens there. And as Dennis is showing us there, it's got some good support as well. So it's likely to use that support the way it has 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe even a fifth time. We will see next week. We will see, as T. Harv Eker says.
Absolutely. And then we looked at the ES as a buffalo.
Yes, boing, boing, boing. Very nice.
And we looked at it quite late here, so we had 2 candles. So if you looked at it before, you could already be in. But since we looked at it so late, it never went above those candles that we zoom in a bit. So which means we were never in, and it broke below. Which is why it's so important to have an order that when the price goes up, then we get in. So now it went down instead, and we did not get in. So
however, we didn't get in. Yeah. However, if you would have seen this, and you would have seen this candle go up like this, which would have taken you in, and then the next day you saw it, and you say, I can buy it cheaper than yesterday when I should have been in, I'm guessing a lot of people would have been in. So that is a 1% loss on your entire portfolio. Remember, if you're, for example, trading with 10,000, that means you have a loss of 100 pounds, euros, etc. and so forth. Remember, it's always the risk-reward ratio. We're always looking to make a lot more than we are risking.
Yeah, and so it's going fairly okay with the stocks. We have been going in a lot more. We're going to come to the buffaloes in a moment. But
they still have to play out.
Yeah, but cryptos, on the other hand, has done a bit different.
Holy moly, we did really well with the cryptos here. First time we looked at cake, we looked at minus 35%. Let's see what happened, Dennis.
We're now up 5% on that position. It went down a little bit.
I thought you were going to say something amazing there, by the way, that you were teeing that shot up. I was ready to knock it out the park. We're up a massive 5%. Okay, all right, fine. Let's see.
When we look at Theta, on the other hand, this is interesting. We were up 24% last week, so we bought this, and now up a massive 63%.
Okay, so that's interesting. We're up 63%. Now, normally, according to our rules, when it comes to the small caps, we consider theta to be a theta to be a smaller cap. So therefore, we'd be looking to start milking the cow, Dennis.
Yes, when we're up. Oh, moo!
My goodness. All right.
When we're up 100%.
It's like one of those cartoon cows. So yes. So once we're up 100%, we would start milking our cow and start doing that. So not quite yet there, but that's a really good move. Really good move.
Yeah. And then we have Tesos as well. XTZ, that's a good company we spoke about.
Looked at it minus 33.
Yeah.
And let's see what happened.
16%.
Up 16%. Not bad. Okay. Any more?
Yeah. Last one is Mana. Minus 40%.
Okay, so that's where we first got in at minus 40%, just because we saw it. You know, you might have gotten in earlier, maybe a little bit later.
Yeah. And now a couple of weeks later, up 120%.
120%.
So we start milking the cow.
Start milking the cow, yes. Moo. Okay. So at minus 120, at around 100, we would start taking 20% out. Now, by the way, the reason we do that is because one of the golden rules of any trading and investing is to let your profits run as long as possible. Okay, and what people do is they have a quick 5% and they take our profits. That would have been a big mistake on this and a big mistake with any cryptos because the upside is so huge. Now, I'm only in once on Decentraland Mana, unfortunately, but yeah. Damn it, should have gotten in again. But anyway, it's good. It's all good. Okay, so that's looking very, very promising indeed. And let's have a look at this week's stocks. Okay, so let's start with what's going on in the markets, and let's have a look at some of our trades that we've placed since last week's what's going on in the market. Quite frankly, nothing much has changed, right? Not really. European stocks have risen, the DAX is sore because they're going to be doing 10 million vaccinations a week. I think Denmark is doing something similar.
Yeah, like 2.5 million a week. They're going to test every single person in Denmark 2 times a week.
Holy moly fanoli. Okay, and then the Senate bill is carrying on. There's a March 14th deadline for this 1.9 trillion.
Yeah,
my
trillion.
Goodness. I was going to say million and I went billion, trillion, so it's a lot of money. Stimulus, so that's all is all good.
Yeah, and they've passed in the Senate, so now it's just going to be signed off and then off to the races. And it's interesting because they haven't used 1 trillion from the last package is still unused as well. But this is going to get them carried until September.
Trump would have used it. He would have used it. I don't know what for, but he would have used it. And then the other hand is, yes, people are warning about technology stocks coming down. In fact, you were saying just now about?
Yeah, so Dow Jones made an all-time high yesterday, and the same with, the DAX, the Swedish market, but the technology sector is down. So the Nasdaq, the 100 biggest tech companies, is down 12%, right? The whole market, which you saw with Apple and some of the technology stocks. Yeah. Zoom, which you're in as well.
So this is really interesting because, an all-time high on the one hand, but on the other hand, for the technology stocks, it's coming down. And some analysts are warning about not buying the dips. Now, we are buying the dips because...
that's a good question.
That is a good question.
No, okay, we're actually going to come to that in the VC section. A lot of analysts are also saying they have tremendous growth estimate on the FANGs, and those are the biggest technology companies in the world. So
just explain FANGs for people.
FANGs, that are the Facebook, the Amazon, the Apple, the biggest technology stocks in the world. They're called the FANGs, the Google as
Netflix,
well.
Netflix, Google, etc.
Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Exactly. So we're going to take a look at that as well. But it's interesting because there are analysts saying, be careful. There are also other ones saying, look, get in on the dips because these companies are going to do great.
That's why there's a market,
yes,
right? So if everybody said it was doing the same thing, it wouldn't have much of a market. You need to have buyers and you need to have sellers. Right. So let's have a look at some of the ones that we're in already.
Yeah, so this is why we need to be hedged. We looked at American Tower Corp last week.
Yeah, we were already doing very, very well there. We always had a 1.5 to 2 to 1 risk-reward ratio. And then what happened?
It carried on down.
Boom. And then we made easily our 3 to 1. So can you see how it's not really important to lose? Yeah, you could even lose 50% of the time. Can you imagine winning, losing 50% of the time? You risk one, you make 3. You risk one, you make 3. You risk one, you make 3. I could play that.
Amazing. losing.
I mean, I could play. That's what we're doing, by the way. That is what we're doing. A lot of people don't understand this risk-reward ratio.
And it would be interesting here. Please comment below where you got out. If you're in this still or if you got out. Because a lot of people, oh, I'm up in profit, and boom, they take it because they think, well, what if it turns up now? It's gone down quite a bit.
Let your profits run as long as possible. That is one of the golden rules. And cut your losses short. That's why we have that 1%. Okay, good. What's next?
Yeah, so next up is a CRM.
We were in this one, and we were already nicely in profit. Again, almost a kind of a two. Well, yeah, no, this was definitely a 2.5 to 1. You can see it there, right?
Yeah.
So we were doing quite well. What happened then?
Yeah, also went down quite a bit, all the way down.
Right, so we now have like lowered our stop loss right down. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we're out on this one.
Yeah.
Because it bounced back up. Yeah. So this one here, a nice at least 3 to 1 on here, which is fantastic.
Very good. And then we have CCI as well, Crown Castle, which also are just down all the way. And this is more than a 3 to 1.
Yeah, that is fantastic. So we were already well in profit last week. We didn't take our profits. We let it run. Why did we let it run?
What do you mean? Why did we let it run?
Because it's one of the golden rules of trading and investing. Very, very good.
So you can see last week we lost maybe 3-4%, which was a terrible week. But this week we gained 10%. So it does not matter in the long run.
Yeah, very good. It's all about the emotions. Trading is about emotions. Can you follow rules without getting emotional? And to start off with, the answer generally is no. So you need to practice, practice, practice. And of course, we can help you with that.
Yeah, so congratulations if you were in these.
By the way, comment below if you were in any of these and you managed to stick with it to get the 4-3 or sometimes 4-to-1 risk reward. If you managed to do that, please do comment below. Okay, let's have a look at some. Hold on, we were looking to get into another one. Booz Allen, no?
Yeah, we have a few more here.
Yes.
We have Booz Allen.
We looked at this one last time. We were looking to get in. It just got us in. So this is one that, we got into this one, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And so what happened since that time?
So we're down a little bit on it currently. And so if you're looking at this now, you have the chance to also get in, maybe a little bit better price than we did. But it still has a very nice risk-reward ratio, even though you would get in a little bit higher than it is now. So it has a 3 to 1 on this as well.
Very good.
Yeah.
So let's see what happens there.
Yeah.
Make sure you put your stop loss in. When we're trading, always use a stop loss. When you're investing, we don't use a stop loss until it's 15 to 20%, remember, with stocks. And then for the first time, we will put our stop loss underneath, lock in our profit, and let it go. But this is trading. So on this one here, we're looking to get in. Atara here, Biotherapeutics, we're looking to get in.
Yeah, looking to get in. And we have a nice 3 to 1 risk reward ratio in this as well, with the potential, since it's been a lot higher before, with it to go up even higher. So if the market turns, it looks very, very juicy to get into this.
I mean, if it does go up, great. But we are looking for our risk reward. That's what we're looking for. If it goes up, that's cherry on the cake. All right, what else do we have?
Then we have Boeing as well, a short. This is Boeing.
Boeing.
Are people flying, Marcus?
No.
Okay. Well,
are they?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
So it's likely to come down, even though it could be good as a longer term investment.
But you say that, but people haven't been flying here either.
No, but it did go. It has gone down from a big high. So we'll see.
Yeah, we're looking to short this one here. In fact, if you would have seen this a few days ago, obviously we're filming this on a Tuesday, but if you would have gotten in, you probably would have gotten in at around this point here.
Yeah.
What Dennis has done, he's been extra careful here. Instead of putting it just above here, he's seen that there was a high there, so he's got this risk there. Otherwise, it would be a really like 1, 2, 3, like a 4 or 5 to 1 ratio. He's being very careful there, indeed. So let's see what happens next week. I am looking forward to this.
Yeah, it's going to be very, very exciting.
Yeah, let's see. Okay, let's see what's happening with cryptos. Okay, so Dennis, a couple of things happening here in the crypto market. The first thing, you remember that a few weeks back, Tesla bought $1.5 billion worth of cryptos. And what happened? The stock went down by 30%. Because the mainstream aren't yet ready for this. They think it was extremely reckless what he did, and Bitcoin has been going down. So I think, and I can't remember, what price did he buy at? Was it 52,000 or?
Yeah, it was around 50,000 mark.
Around the 50,000. So he would have lost quite a few millions for a while, but it's up again, so he would have made money. So now it was a good thing to do. You see, these critics, they don't have a clue.
Are you buying Tesla now when it's down 30%?
No, I'm not buying Tesla now. I should, right? We should have a look at that. We should have a look at Tesla. But first, listen, other companies are now getting in. I'm not talking about hedge funds and stuff like that. I'm talking about companies like MicroStrategy and Tesla that are looking at the bank and going, I'm getting 0.5. Where else can I put it? Bitcoin has been going up on average since its inception in 2008, 200% a year for the last 12 years. So, for example, there's a Hong Kong listed company, My2, huge company. It's purchased 22 million of Bitcoin. But listen to this, 18 million of Ether. Right? This is the first time. This is the first time that we've heard of a company a public company actually going in and because they all do Bitcoin, right? The safest, the biggest, etc. But now remember, we said that they're going to start off there, but then they're going to go to number 2, number 3, number 4. Aker, you can talk about this. This is a Scandinavian company, right?
Yeah, Norwegian oil company also decided the same thing. They're putting around $50 million into cryptos as well, buying Bitcoin to start with.
Yeah.
So what we're seeing here is that normal companies are opening up the doors and the possibilities to get money into cryptos.
Yeah.
So are we seeing a crash ahead? Not really, because the institutional demand is so big, and even Goldman Sachs is saying that.
Yeah, Goldman Sachs Group, they closed their kind of Bitcoin service and trading desk back in 2008, I think it was. They've reopened that again. Okay, and now they are offering it to everybody, of course, because they found a way to make money. Same with the others, JP Morgan, Morgan Stanley, etc., all the same thing. But also, and this is something that Dennis, you were saying, private wealth managers are getting much more involved now as well. So I guess these are the family offices.
Yes, exactly. So out of Goldman Sachs, they said they have around 300 of the certain clients, and over 40% of them are now investing in Bitcoin or are about to. So yeah, family offices, so wealthy people, right, are managing bigger amounts of money. And I think that's really interesting. Yeah. So I think we're better getting on. We are on this train, but if you're looking, you need to do your research, but I think it's time to get into crypto.
We are in a bull market. There is no doubt about that at all. And, people get fearful when it corrects, because it was 58,000, then it went down to around, what did it go down to, 44,000 at some stage?
Yeah.
Went back up to like 48 and hovered around there, and now it's starting. We are in a bull market. It doesn't just go straight up. You have to have pullbacks, then it goes up, pullbacks, and then goes up. By the way, if there are any family offices out there, private wealth managers, please contact us. We are able to help you and to do research on, the coins that might be good for you to go into. So please comment below and or send us an email to Investment Mastery. Okay, what else? CryptoCoin outperforming Bitcoin. Ooh, what is this? CryptoCoin outperforming Bitcoin is about to see supply reduced. What is that?
Yeah, that is Ethereum.
Wow.
So it's quite interesting actually what we're seeing. We can look at the Ethereum chart now. If you haven't managed to get into Ethereum yet, it is down 10% from its all-time high.
I mean, okay, so this is the importance of spending 20 minutes a day, as we always say, right? Because you could have been getting in getting in at 10% here, you would have gotten in at 20% there, you'd be in profit by now.
Yeah, and my big problem with Ethereum has been, and if you look back, you will see this, that we have been discussing that they have had unlimited supply, which is ridiculous. But now, for every transaction that is happening, there is a small fee to it. It's called a gas fee, where you pay a little bit of Ether. And what's happening now is there's always kind of a little bit of Ether not being used. So let's say, okay, I'm going to put $10 to this, and let's say 8 are being used. What they're going to do now is actually to burn or take away or delete the excess.
That is huge news. One of the reasons that BNB, Binance Coin, has gone up so much is because, remember, supply and demand, right? So where there's scarcity, because they kept burning their coins, burning part of their coins. Looks like Ethereum this is really, really bullish news, because it means that there's not going to be an unlimited supply, but it's going to be less and less and less. However, they haven't capped it, so they could mint new ones, right?
Exactly. So it's kind of, we will see how it develops, but it's very bullish and very, very good news so far.
Yeah, so basically it's 10% off its all-time high. This is an all-time high. Remember, if it closes, right, like I said at the 1,400, if it closes on the daily above, and it has to be at the end of the day, above the 2,000, then, because it went above but it didn't close. If it closes above it, we're off to the races again, and boy, that is going to be huge, huge, huge. Yeah. That's a big round number, 2,000, huge, huge, huge. One final thing, NFTs, non-fungible tokens. What a terrible name.
Yeah, it is. It should be...
it's digital...
Not none, it should be yes collectible tokens or something like that, not none
Yeah, why focus on the negative?
Yeah,
exactly. So it's non-fungible, non-touchable. So it's basically digital everything. Do you know?
Pokemon cards is a good example, right? Imagine you have Pokemon cards. We have cards everywhere, but now they're just digital. So there's only going to be one of this specific card created, and you can buy it, right? And
I don't think that's a good example at all. Pokemon cards. How about football cards? You know, something people can understand. Right? So football cards. Remember when you were a kid and you used to swap them and with others? Maybe not. Okay, maybe Pokemon was a better example. But so do we have anything? Everything is so high right now.
Yeah.
But Jack Dorsey, the CEO of Twitter, he guess he needed some money. He created a non-fungible token. So it's a digital picture of his first tweet. Guess how much it sold at? $2.5 million is the last bidding. There's a bidding war going on right now. Everything is being tokenized. People are tokenizing themselves. Buildings are being tokenized. Bits of art are being tokenized. And people are buying it. They burnt a Banksy one. You know,
imagine that we've come to that stage where you just take your first tweet and you sell it for $2.5 million.
Well, try it. What's your first tweet?
I don't know. I don't have a first tweet.
You don't have a tweet, and that's why you will never sell it for $2.5 million. See what happened there? Okay, so is there anything else that we can look at?
Yes, we are obviously, since we looked at cake, we also need to buy into bake, because those two goes together. No, but bake is also a good crypto. Also,
well, when you say that, please do your own research. Okay, very, very important indeed. You know, what's a good crypto for us? It might be a good. I mean, we are in this, but it, by the way, it's just gone up 50%.
Because the problem is, right? We think
no, not 50%. Sorry, it's down 50% from its recent high, but it has gone up massively in the last day. But it does have huge upside.
Yeah, and the thing is, right, the problem here has been that there's so much attraction to the crypto market, and a lot of the decentralized exchanges, and that they have liquidity problems. So there's a lot of these kind of small companies appearing that provides liquidity in very efficient ways to those providers, and Bake is one of those. Mm-hmm. So we have Cake as well as another one, Sushi, Pancake, birthday cake coin as well. There is one called.
Stop mentioning that.
We're not buying that. It is a funny name. No. Yeah.
Okay, brilliant. Okay,
Very
so
good.
Crypto's doing extremely well. It looks like the bull market is still intact. Get into the space. Do your research. Yeah. Obviously, we have our club, which is your crypto club. So make sure you check that out. Yeah.
And we do have two other ones as well. We have Curve. Just to mention that briefly. Yes. Curve is another one, down 35%. So also a DeFi coin that also provides liquidity for bigger investments. So if you have a lot of money to invest, you can use Curve, and they will help you to gather all those funds.
Okay.
This is a good one, down 35%. And those were those.
Those were those. So we're thinking about Bitcoin. Have a look at Bitcoin, because you really had an opportunity to get into Bitcoin.
Yeah, we did have.
You know, because from a high, it actually went down almost 25%. And so at the -10, because we're in a bull market, normally it would be -20, but in a bull market, you know, -10, right? So you could have gotten in twice there, had a nice, and you would be in profit by now. I mean, Bitcoin is the daddy.
Yes, exactly. And this is amazing. I think this is, and if you zoom out a bit, right, you see that it does these. It goes down a bit, boom, goes down a bit, and then boom, up another. So we go in these waves.
So it's going to boom? Where do you think it's going to boom to, Dennis?
Well, analysts are targeting 70,000. I think if we close above 60.
What do you think? I'm not interested what the
in this cycle or in this.
Yeah, in this cycle.
In this whole cycle, okay.
Yeah, because we already in a previous video we said that we estimated if we just because of the halvening and there's scarcity in the market.
I think that's reasonable.
What, 200,000?
Yeah, I think that's reasonable.
In this cycle?
In this cycle, yeah, I think so.
200,000.
Yeah, because we haven't really seen that final push up, right, and the final extension in the price, and where there's real FOMO coming in. We haven't really seen that yet. So I think that's possible.
It's coming.
We don't know if it will happen.
This is a herd mentality. It just is. Everybody's getting in. There's fear of missing out. We need to stop.
But it's very important, though. Yeah, it's very important, just to mention this last thing, that do not get in. Don't sell your house. It's not going to go to 2. We don't know that, right? It could go down to 20,000 as well. So make sure you use a strategy. That's just the last thing I want to mention.
Very good. All right, let's see what's happening with our value cost averaging strategies. Okay, so let's have a look at our stocks, notably our VCAs. Well, let's talk about PayPal here very, very quickly, because they have just acquired a company called Curve to accelerate what they're doing with cryptocurrencies and blockchain. Remember, PayPal did extremely well with profits because of them entering the market. You were able to buy and store your Bitcoin. So let's see what's happened. Look at that. Wow, it's down 27%. If you believe in this company, if you believe in the future and it's accelerating its exposure towards, I mean, in the crypto club, we are definitely looking at this one because it's at minus 27%, right?
Yeah, and as well, it's at the support now, which is interesting. So we see that it has bounced there 2 times before, actually. So I think this is a great first entry level, and PayPal is an amazing company. It's like either you're growing or you're dying, which is who said that first?
You're either growing or you're dying.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's just a fact. So plants in the animal world. There's no such thing as hiatus. They're either growing or they're dying.
Same with companies. So PayPal is growing. They're embracing the crypto as well, and payments. I think they're always going to be done. So PayPal is a great one.
Okay. Remember, use the value cost averaging strategy. Always have a strategy. The next time we'd go in is at minus 37%. So let's see what happens there. The other one that we're looking at, actually, I got into this one. The one that I'm about to say, but I wish I would have gotten into this. You've changed it into PayPal. Anyway,
PayPal, okay.
Okay. So let's have a look at Take-Two. Yeah, very, very profitable, very successful game maker. You might have heard of Grand Theft Auto. I've heard of it. I've never played it, but I've heard of it. All right. So they've got several versions of that. It's kind of a cash cow. It's doing extremely well, but it did go up quite a lot, and it's come down to some nice support here. It's at minus 25%. So if you do your research and you like this company, now it would be a good time to get in with a strategy.
Yeah, and what's interesting with them is that there are other ones. You might have heard about kind of Activision and these major gaming companies. And this is equally good and equally profitable, but has a lot lower market cap. So the potential of this is a lot bigger in a way. So maybe not as safe as investing in Activision, but it is a great company. So we like this. We like Take-Two Interactive.
But again, always with a strategy. We never just put our money in unless we're trading, in which case we have a stop loss. In these ones here, we'll put a little bit in. We'll put it all on a calculator. Actually, what we'll do, why don't we do this? Next week, we'll take you through our calculator. Let us know below whether you'd like to see that. So we can see, like, if you're putting in, let's say, 4,000, how many times, how many positions, how much money am I going to put into those positions? Comment below if you would like to see that. Do we have anything else?
No, those are the 2 VCAs at the moment, actually.
Yeah. The only thing that I'd say is that Goldman Sachs, one of their analysts, added Microsoft to the conviction buy list. He has a price target of 315. So that's very interesting how some analysts say, be careful about technology stocks. Others are saying, get into technology stocks. So again, as always, don't listen to other people. Use it only as a springboard to do your own research.
But more importantly as well, make sure you do use a strategy, right? Because the analysts, you don't know what strategies they're using, right? So if you have a strategy and you want it to come down, obviously you can start getting in, right? And are you investing for a week or for 2 years? You need to know all those things in order for you to really be able to profit from the stock market.
So let us look at the trades of the week results that we have had so far. Okay, so today, 9th of March, we are on stocks, the Buffalo. So this is on the entire portfolio. On the total portfolio is an additional 9%. Okay, so that brings our total up to 26%, which is looking really, really healthy indeed.
Yeah. So you might say, how did you get that? Well, look back now. We went out of 3 short ones that all went to 3-1. That's 9%, 3, 6, 9 on the entire portfolio.
And then on the VCA, remember, this is on the money invested. On the money invested, that is 280% on the money invested, not the entire portfolio, but on the money invested.
Yeah, and close, right? Because currently we're down on some of them as well, but we want them to go down so we can invest more. This is just on the closed positions.
Very important point. Yes, that's only on the closed positions, as is the Buffalo as well on the closed positions. In cryptos, the CCA, we're up 350% on the money invested. And as you would expect, probably on the small caps, an additional 20% there, which we got by taking a 20% of Mana, so Decentraland. So that's 720% on money invested. So looking good so far. Let's make sure that it keeps going that way. Well, I hope you enjoyed the trades of the week. And if you did, please do comment below. Specifically, are you making money? Are you doing it on demo? Are you doing it on live? Or are you just following it for now to see how our results are? By the way, what did you think of our results? Please do comment below. And don't forget to also comment whether you do want to see the calculator. If enough people do comment below, then what we'll do next week is we'll show you how do we position size, how much money do we invest. As always, if you enjoyed this week's episode, please hit the likes and subscribe to this channel. It's so important that you subscribe because remember, every single week we show you where we're getting in, where we're getting out on stocks, long and short, and also cryptos as well. So you can see the results that we've been getting. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out. And I look forward to seeing you on next week's episode.